So, it is about those days. There is the story of Dr. Sebi in Usha Village. This small healing paradise is hidden deep in the green mountains of Honduras. The air there is pure, the water comes straight from the earth, and, honestly, the silence feels alive. It was here that Dr. Sebi created something rare, a place where people came not to be treated with pills, but to be healed by nature itself. Many of them were old, tired, and sick from years of pain and medicines. They came with weak hearts, aching joints, swollen legs, and heavy minds. But, within 21 days, something began to change. Their bodies started to remember what real health felt like again. This is not a myth. It's the story of how a man used the laws of nature to rebuild broken bodies and remind people that healing does not come from the pharmacy, it comes from within. Dr. Sebi was not a traditional doctor. He was a healer who believed that disease could not exist in an alkaline body. He often said that every sickness, from diabetes to arthritis, from high blood pressure to fatigue, begins with one root problem: mucus and acid. When the body becomes too acidic, mucus builds up inside the organs, and oxygen stops flowing. Cells begin to suffocate. The result is pain, weakness, and disease. But when the body returns to its natural alkaline state, oxygen flows freely again, and the cells rebuild themselves. That belief became the foundation of his life's work. At Usha Village, this idea took physical form. The village was not a clinic filled with machines or white coats. It was nature itself: rivers, mineral springs, herbal gardens, and fresh mountain air. Visitors lived simply, eating food grown nearby, drinking pure water, and taking herbal tonics designed by Dr. Sebi himself. He said, "When you feed the body what it truly needs, disease has no choice but to leave." And for 21 days, guests would follow a routine that did exactly that: cleansing the body, resting the mind, and feeding the cells with living food. The first few days were always the hardest. The body, used to years of processed foods, salt, and sugar, began to fight back. People experienced headaches, dizziness, nausea, even fatigue. Some wanted to quit, but the staff reminded them, "This is your body letting go." Dr. Sebi used to explain it this way: when a house has been filled with dust for years, the first step to clean it is to stir up the dust. The same happens with your body. The discomfort means healing has begun. Every morning before sunrise, the air in Usha Village carried the scent of herbs boiling in large clay pots. The sound of bubbling water echoed softly between the hills. The herbs used were powerful and ancient: burdock root, sarsaparilla, dandelion, elderberry, and sea moss. Each had a purpose. Burdock cleansed the liver, dandelion flushed the kidneys, elderberry cleared mucus, and sea moss provided the body with almost all the minerals it needs to function. Dr. Sebi said that sea moss alone contains 92 of the 102 minerals found in the human body. These minerals are the true medicine, not synthetic drugs, not chemical vitamins, but nature's own design. After their morning tonic, guests would walk slowly through the village gardens. The paths were lined with banana trees, papaya, hibiscus, and wild herbs. Some sat near the hot springs, dipping their feet into the mineral water that flowed naturally from volcanic rock. These waters, warm and rich in minerals, soothed pain, improved blood flow, and helped toxins leave through the skin. Dr. Sebi often encouraged his guests to spend time in the springs daily, calling them the womb of the earth. He believed the body relearns balance when it connects with living water. The meals at Usha Village were simple but deeply nourishing. There was no meat, no dairy, no white flour, and no processed sugar. Instead, there were plates of steamed amaranth, wild rice, kale, avocados, cucumbers, squash, and fruits fresh from the trees. Everything was alkaline. The rule was clear: eat only what nature made, never what man modified. Dr. Sebi called these electric foods, meaning they still carried the natural vibration of life. He used to say, "Dead food cannot give you life." And in that simplicity, people began to feel a change. Digestion improved, energy returned, skin began to glow, sleep became deeper. The body, finally free from burden, started repairing itself. Around the 4th or 5th day, something shifted in the guests. The eyes brightened, the tongue cleared, the breath deepened. They started walking lighter, laughing more, and feeling hunger for the first time in years. A true hunger, not craving. By the 2nd week, the results were visible. A man who arrived barely able to climb the stairs now walked around the village without effort. A woman with swollen knees sat cross-legged by the spring. A senior who came with fatigue said he finally felt awake again. These were not miracles. This was nature doing what it was created to do. Dr. Sebi would sometimes walk barefoot through the gardens, smiling as he watched people heal. His voice was calm and rhythmic, and his laughter carried far. He often said healing wasn't just physical. When you clean the body, you clean the mind. When you clean the mind, you clean the spirit. That is why Usha Village was peaceful. There were no televisions, no loud noises, no stress. Each person spent time alone, reading, meditating, breathing. They learned to listen to their bodies, to notice how they felt after eating certain foods or after sitting quietly near the spring. Healing became a relationship, not a treatment. Every evening, the village glowed softly under lantern light. Guests would gather to drink herbal tea and, share their experiences. Some spoke of pain fading, while others mentioned emotions surfacing, sadness, memories, even joy. It was all part of the process. Dr. Sebi taught that emotions, too, are toxins. Holding on to anger or regret poisons the organs just like sugar or alcohol. At Usha, people learned to release those feelings gently. The peace they found wasn't only in their muscles or blood, it was in their hearts. But behind the calmness, there was science. Dr. Sebi understood that when the body is acidic, the blood becomes thick and oxygen struggles to reach the cells. Without oxygen, the cells weaken and die, leading to disease. His herbal formulas restored the pH balance, thinned the blood naturally, and reintroduced oxygen. This simple process, clean, nourish, restore, became known as cellular regeneration. He said the body is made of billions of small batteries, cells, and when they are charged with the right minerals, the whole system comes alive again. By the 14th day, most guests reported real transformation. Their faces looked fresh and, their voices sounded stronger. Many said their chronic pain had vanished. One elderly visitor shared, "I came here feeling like a dry leaf. Now I feel like I'm blooming again. Dr. Sebi smiled and replied, because you removed what didn't belong. The body never forgets how to heal. He reminded everyone that medicine in its purest form was food. The herbs are the doctors, he said. Nature does not make mistakes. Only man does. His confidence was simple, but honestly, his results spoke louder than words. People who had relied on pills for decades began to reduce their medicines. Diabetics reported stable sugar levels. Hypertensive patients saw their blood pressure drop naturally. The body, once fed properly, took over its own healing. Evenings at Usha were magical. The sun dipped behind the mountains, painting the sky orange and gold. The steam from the springs rose like mist, and the smell of boiling herbs filled the air. Some guests sat quietly near the fire, while others walked barefoot on the cool grass. You know, they often said time felt slower there, as if the world outside had stopped. That stillness was medicine too. For many seniors, it was the first time in years they felt safe enough to rest. Dr. Sebi's message was simple. Your body is not broken, it is only burdened. Remove the burden and the body will rebuild. He often compared the human body to a tree. If a tree stops growing, you don't paint the leaves green, you feed the roots. In the same way, true healing means feeding the body's foundation, clean blood, strong digestion, and a peaceful mind. And in just 21 days, that is what happened at Usha Village. The first week cleansed the body. The second week restored energy. The third week rebuilt new cells. By the end, people felt like they had aged backward. Their posture improved. Their skin tightened. Their appetite returned. They felt joy again, not from medicine, but from balance. Dr. Sebi knew his work would outlive him. He wanted people everywhere to understand that you don't need to travel far to heal. You can begin where you are. The principles of Usha can live in your kitchen, your habits, and your heart. Stop eating foods that create mucus, dairy, meat, sugar, and processed starches. Replace them with foods that come from the soil in their natural form, green vegetables, fresh fruits, and whole grains. Drink pure water. Use herbs to clean your organs. Breathe deeply and sleep early. The body will thank you. Usha Village was not just a physical place. It was a lesson, a reminder that nature has never stopped healing. Only humans forgot to listen. Dr. Sebi said, when you live in harmony with nature, disease disappears. His message continues to echo across the world because it gives hope to those who have lost it. Hope that the body, no matter its age, can still heal, can still thrive, and can still begin again. Even today, thousands visit Usha Village to follow those same 21 days of renewal. Some come with fear, others with faith, but almost all leave transformed, lighter, calmer, and alive. The story of Usha is not about magic or miracles. It is about rediscovering the truth that was always there. The human body is designed to heal itself, and nature provides everything it needs to do so. That is the message Dr. Sebi left behind, and it continues to heal people long after he is gone. The message of Usha Village was never about running away from disease. It was about returning to balance. Dr. Sebi often said, you cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. At Usha, people left behind their stress, heavy foods, and noisy routines. They learned to live with simplicity, You don't need to be in Honduras to live that way. You can bring Usha into your home, one step at a time. Start your mornings gently. Begin each day with a glass of warm spring water and a slice of lime. It wakes up your digestive system and helps flush toxins from your body. Replace your heavy breakfast with fruits like papaya, watermelon, or berries. They're full of enzymes that cleanse and energize your cells. Midday, eat light and natural. Try salads, steamed vegetables, or quinoa with avocado. Avoid meat, dairy, and fried food. Dr. Sebi believed these foods slow down your cells and fill your body with mucus. Instead, choose alkaline options that give life: kale, amaranth, okra, and cucumber. These foods hydrate your body, not drain it. In the evening, it's best to rest early and eat less. Drink herbal tea like dandelion, elderberry, or chamomile to calm your nerves and aid digestion. Sleep, honestly, is part of healing. When you rest, your body repairs. Try short fasts every few days. Even 12 hours without eating allows your system to reset. Fasting gives your digestive organs a break and helps remove old waste. Remember, Usha's power was not in the herbs alone, but in rest, physical, emotional, and cellular. Find peace daily. Turn off the noise for 15 minutes. Sit near a plant or open window. Breathe deeply. Let your mind slow down. Usha Village teaches that peace is medicine too. If you follow this rhythm for 21 days, your body will respond, your sleep will deepen, your digestion will improve, your mood will rise. This is the same principle that changed thousands of lives at Usha, giving the body a chance to clean, restore, and rebuild. The healing that begins within you is not distant or complex. It's already waiting, inside every cell, inside every breath, inside nature's rhythm. Healing is not about perfection. It's about returning home to yourself. Dr. Sebi often reminded people that the body is not your enemy. It's your best friend, always working for you. Even after 60, 70, or 80, your cells still renew. The problem is not age, it's overload, too many toxins, too much stress, and too little rest. When you remove the burden, the body knows exactly what to do. Think of your body as a garden. If the soil is full of waste, nothing healthy can grow. But if you clear it, water it, and give it sunlight, life returns. Your body works the same way. When you give it clean food, pure water, and calm thoughts, health blossoms again. Dr. Sebi's dream was for every person to live without fear of disease. He believed the answer was already written in nature, in fruits, herbs, water, and sunlight. He said the body heals itself when you stop interfering. And honestly, that's the secret many seniors rediscovered at Usha Village. Once the toxins were gone, they no longer felt old. Their energy came back. Their faces softened. Their spirit lifted. So today, as you watch this, remember that Usha Village is not just a place, it's a way of living. Every time you drink water instead of soda, eat fruit instead of sugar, or, choose rest over worry, you are walking the same path. You are creating your own Usha within your home. Dr. Sebi's story is a reminder that healing doesn't need to be complicated or expensive. It only requires faith in nature and discipline in daily life. The 21 days at Usha were never about escaping the world. They were about reconnecting with it. And you can begin right now. One small step at a time. Choose one habit. Clean your diet, drink more water, or rest more deeply. Within weeks, you'll feel lighter, clearer, and calmer. That's your body saying thank you. As Dr. Sebi said, if you clean the body, you clean the mind. If you clean the mind, you clean the soul. That is true healing. If this message touched you, share it with someone who needs hope. Remember, your body is still listening. It wants to heal. All you have to do is